Alright, here we are. It is round 3. We're up against Lancer M4. I was not able to find any lists that he is running on my Google search, and we will keep a 3-lander here. Hopefully in the next 5 turns we will draw a blue source. And Magic Online is freezing. Evolving Wilds. Alright, draw a blue source right off the top. Let's see, what plays Evolving Wilds? I tend to think of 2 decks, either Familiar Storm or Dimir/Teachings Control. He does not crack his Evolving Wilds, which indicates that he has a spell-heavy hand and is looking to draw lands, so he did not want to thin his deck of lands. He did that at a small tempo expense. And he plays a mountain, which maybe now makes me think he's either playing Eye Candy/Delver Burn, Delver Fiend, or is it Control deck? But I'm pretty sure the other color will most likely be blue, and it is black. So I'm not aware of any deck that would run both swamps and mountains unless it's going to be a type of burn deck. We will find out. We are 2-0, so that means Lancer is also 2-0, so whatever he has been doing pretty well. And the client is continually freezing, as you can see. Alright, so it is the burn deck. I will vote for death. Or at least the Chittering Rats will slow him down a lot, and it is very interesting that it took him until turn 3 to cast his first spell, considering he's playing a burn deck. Makes me wish I had more Siphon Lives, and I would be able to. That card's great against burn, but I only have 1 in the deck, so I just have to get lucky and draw it. I was thinking of getting some more for the sideboard. Alright, so we're at 13 and we will be taking 1 a turn now for the rest of this game from the curse. I actually like the Ghostly Flicker draw here. It lets me cast that on the Chittering Rats, push his cards back, but he will probably have 0 cards in hand soon, so I'm not quite sure that will work. I'm at 8, my opponent has 2 cards in hand and the curse on me. He's at 16. One of them is probably Lightning Bolt. So the question is, do I want to play the Muldrifter here, or do I want to try the Ghostly Flicker play? I think I want to set up a stop. Oh, I have one on his draw step. So then he will draw a card, you will have 3 cards in hand. And then it's more likely that he will not be able to dump his hand immediately. This here probably comes the Lightning Bolt. No. Assuming then that he is holding Fire Blast in his hand and cannot cast it. Unfortunately, I did not draw a Gray Merchant, or this game would be over. Tap you for blue. There's the Gray Merchant, but it's really too late here. He either can do 5 damage with the card in his hand and on top of his library, or if he cannot do 5 damage between those 2 cards, I will win. He plays a mountain, so I will take 1 damage on my turn here, and hopefully this will win me the game. I'm assuming he has Fire Blast in hand, and now he's just upset that he could Fire Blast me down to 1. Yep, he's Fire Blasting one of my creatures, trying to give himself an extra turn, not knowing that Oh, he screwed that up. Now he still dies. Alright, so my opponent got pretty bad draws there. He didn't cast a single spell until turn 3, which going up against, considering he's playing a burn deck, that is not where you want to be at. So I'll take out my creature kill cards. Child of Night comes in. Choking Sand can be good because he's playing non-basic lands. And anything else. I'll add in the Freakish Cure to most likely cast on my own guy. Choking Sand, Choking Sand. Not a big fan of Pestilence, as it pretty much is a 4 mana, add 2 devotion to the board. So I would rather take that out for relics, because I can at least cycle the relics. Hopefully we'll get an opening hand with a lot of land and Siphon Life. Now I will click Submit. Alright, a good amount of lands in my hand. It has a land that will gain me a life when I play it, but it does have a pretty high curve, as you can see. It doesn't do anything at all until turn 3, aside from play lands and gain 1 life. Gray Merchant's an interesting draw, having 5 casting costs, but still being one of the better cards to draw in this matchup. Assuming I'm alive on turn 5, and I draw 1 more land, it should have a good effect. Rager, obviously not the most exciting draw in this matchup, considering it loses me a life when I bring it into play, but at least this version I'm not running Sign and Bloods as my card draw. Oh, Staggering Shock. It's a 4 damage spell, effectively. At least one of the advantages of my opponent playing a 2-color burn deck is he could be holding plenty of the black burn spell in his hand and not be able to cast him until he gets the black mana. If I'm alive 2 turns from now, which it appears I will be, I will be able to begin my Grey Merchants. I will not cast Choking Sands here, and just blowing up a mountain when he has 4 mountains in play does not seem very useful. Now it is 5. I'll play a Grey Merchant and then pass, and then I might be at enough life where next turn I can just hold off and play a Witches to get added devotion before I play this other Grey Merchant. We're both at 15 on turn 6. That tends to be a good sign for my deck, but my opponent does have 4 cards in hand. I will just block with the Grey Merchant. If he needs to expend another card in his hand to burn out the Grey Merchant, that's a card that goes to the Grey Merchant and not to my face. Unless it's Sharon Blaze. And I draw another Grey Merchant. Being at 14, I think it is, let's see, let's assume all 3 of those cards in his hand are Fire Blast. This guy's going to die, I'm going to take a point damage, I'm going to go to 13. Now if he draws a mountain and sacks all of them for all Fire Blast in my face, I will still be at 1. So I will play the Witches here, which will up my devotion. And then next turn, I will start playing these Grey Merchants. And it looks like this game is close to being in the bag for me. My opponent is probably excited because he has a good amount of those black 4 damage cards in hand, but these Grey Merchants will bring my life total far above him being able to reach it in time, so pretty much already going to count this as a win. My opponent is going to fire blast me or some one of my guys here. Oh, he's giving me the GGs. Yes, sir. I will reveal hand. Two Tyrant's Choice and Bump in the Night. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Assuming no flashback. Well, that is round 3, so we are in the prizes and we get a chance to go for an O.